Grey's Anatomy is not just a medical drama, it is an emotional battlefield. For over 20 years, our favorite characters have died, disappeared, and said their goodbyes, as if the hospital itself were cursed. A plane crash, a fatal car accident, an unexpected goodbye after backstage drama. Grey's Anatomy has had it all, and that's exactly what makes the show so legendary. No one is safe. Any episode could be the last for a character we've grown to love. But what's really behind these departures? Were they creative decisions, real scandals, or simply the desire to move on? Today we're looking back at 10 of the biggest stars of the series who left us and revealing why they really went. 1. Dr. George O'Malley, T.R. Knight. From the beginning, George was the insecure but warm-hearted type who instantly won over the viewers' hearts. He was one of the original interns and even brought running gags into the series with his 007 nickname story. Many fans loved his friendship with Izzie and his quiet heroism. His death in Season 5 was a complete shock. George sacrificed himself to save a woman from being hit by a bus, and no one recognized him until Meredith connected the dots with the 007 numbers, one of the most painful reveals in TV history. But behind the scenes, the story was different. T.R. Knight was unhappy with the direction of his character. He spoke of tensions with Shonda Rhimes and of getting too little screen time, especially after the scandal involving co-star Isaiah Washington. Knight felt uncomfortable on set. In the end, he himself asked to leave in chaos and got one of the most tragic TV deaths ever. 2. Dr. Izzie Stevens, Katherine Heigl. Izzie was the emotional fighter with a big heart, but also quite prone to chaos. Her romance with Denny Duquette is legendary and moved fans around the world to tears. After her cancer storyline, her character became increasingly restless until she eventually left the city in Season 6. In real life, the problem lay with Katherine Heigl herself. She sidelined her career with comments like, "My storylines aren't Emmy-worthy." Many colleagues described her as difficult, partly because she regularly gave interviews criticizing the production. Shonda Rhimes therefore wrote her out of the show. Her departure remains a turbulent topic to this day, and it took more than 10 years for Heigl to publicly reconcile with Grey's Anatomy. Interestingly, Izzie was later written back into the storyline, though without Heigl on set. In Season 16, it was revealed that she had children with Alex Karev, a twist that divided the fans. 3. Dr. Cristina Yang, Sandra Oh. Cristina was the ambitious heart of the series, loyal to Meredith, brilliant in the OR and brutally honest. Her quotes were iconic and her friendship with Meredith was legendary. In Season 10, she went to Zurich to run a clinic and for once got a happy ending. The real reason? Sandra Oh wanted to move on after 10 years. She said in interviews that she had told everything there was to tell about Cristina and wanted to explore new roles as an actress. For many fans, her departure was harder than some character deaths, simply because Grey's Anatomy was never the same without Cristina. To this day, viewers still hope for a comeback, but Sandra Oh has made it clear several times. For her, Cristina's story is finished. Dr. Derek Shepherd, Patrick Dempsey. McDreamy was the reason many viewers tuned into the show in the first place. His love triangle with Meredith and Addison, his charm, his tragic death in Season 11, Derek was the heart of the show. His death after a car accident traumatized millions of fans. Behind the scenes, however, it was said that Patrick Dempsey had had enough. The long shooting days, the tensions with the production, all of that led him to want to leave. There were even reports of conflicts with Shonda Rhimes, who ultimately decided to give him a dramatic exit. For Meredith, Derek's death was the ultimate turning point, and for the show, a risk that it nevertheless survived. Years later, Dempsey returned for the beach scenes in Season 17, a nostalgic surprise amid the COVID storyline. 5. Dr. Mark Sloan, Eric Dane. Mark, also known as McSteamy, was not only charming but also a key figure in many fan-favorite storylines. After Lexie's death, he initially survived but died in Season 9 from his injuries. In real life, Eric Dane landed the leading role in The Last Ship. His career change led to McSteamy leaving the show, a double blow for fans who lost both Lexie and Mark at the same time. His death was accompanied by a flashback episode that showed how deeply he had influenced Grey Sloan Memorial. To this day, Lexie remains one of the most shipped couples in the Grey's Anatomy fandom. 6. Dr. Lexie Grey, Chyler Lee. Meredith's half-sister brought fresh energy into the hospital, and her love story with Mark Sloan remains one of the most beloved to this day. But her death in the plane crash in Season 8 was brutal and left fans in tears. Chyler Lee later explained that she needed more time for her family. She asked to leave the show, and the writers gave her one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the series' history. Lexie died right next to Mark, who held her until her last breath, a scene that still ranks among the top in fan polls. 7. Dr. Callie Torres, Sarah Ramirez. Callie was the warm-hearted orthopedic surgeon whose relationship with Arizona Robbins was a highlight for many fans. She was one of the characters with the most growth, from a supporting role to a central main character who brought bisexual representation to the series. After 11 seasons, Callie eventually moved to New York, a relatively peaceful departure. The real reason? Sarah Ramirez wanted to pursue new artistic paths, including returning to Broadway and getting involved in political projects. Their exit was therefore not a dramatic one, but rather a personal new beginning. But fans miss them deeply, and many still hope that Callie will return someday. 8. Dr. Arizona Robbins, Jessica Capshaw. Arizona brought optimism to the hospital, from her roller skates to her work as a pediatric surgeon. After 10 years, she left the show to be in New York with Callie and closer to their daughter Sophia. But behind the scenes, things were less harmonious. Jessica Capshaw, along with Sarah Drew, was written out for creative reasons. The showrunners wanted to streamline the storylines. For many fans, it was a hard blow after all. Arizona was a role model for LGBTQ+ representation. Her leg amputation arc and her love story with Callie are considered milestones. 9. Dr. April Kepner, Sarah Drew. April was the deeply religious doctor who experienced a dramatic on and off love story with Jackson Avery. Her evolution from a shy, insecure person to a confident trauma surgeon impressed many viewers. In season 14, she quit and moved away with Matthew, her ex-fiancé, to help people in need. The real reason? Sarah Drew was also written out of the show. The producers wanted fresh storylines and decided that April no longer fit in. Drew herself was shocked, but emphasized that she left without resentment. Interestingly, April reappeared in season 17 to help set up Jackson's farewell, a fan service moment that showed just how important she was to the series. 10. Dr. Addison Montgomery, Kate Walsh. Addison burst into Grey Sloan Memorial in season 1 and introduced herself as Derek's wife, a legendary moment. After 3 seasons, she left the show to lead her own series, Private Practice. That was the main reason. Addison was too popular to remain just a supporting character. Kate Walsh got a spin-off that ran for 6 seasons. She later returned several times for guest appearances, and each time it felt like a lost family member was coming home. Her most recent comeback in the later seasons was especially celebrated. Addison is and remains one of the most iconic women in the series. Whether through tragedy, behind-the-scenes conflict, or personal decisions, every departure on Grey's Anatomy has changed the show. Some deaths traumatized us, while other exits made us angry. But one thing is clear, without these characters, Grey's Anatomy would never have become the cult series that has accompanied us for 2 decades.